like as much brake as you could possibly use. Just trying to get my money's worth, you know. Look at that. That is cooked.
Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, the air's like a tracker. Get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking day.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on Nolland Industries. It's Matsuri prep time, so holy shit. Matsuri's this weekend, and I've got very little time and a lot of stuff to do. So S13 sitting over here, ready to go for a wheel alignment. Hasn't even come off the trailer yet from Sunday's drifting event, and the 180 has a few issues that I need to get sorted. The cars are filthy, the tires are all like bald and need to be changed, so basically shitloads to do, not much time, so better get tracking on it. The S13's like pretty much gets priority because my game plan for Matsuri is to drift the S13 as much as possible. And then if something happens to that, then drift the 180. But also, I think I might end up in the 180 and not want to get out of it because the new turbo on it is freaking sick. So I'm sure you'll hear plenty of noises coming from this thing as well. And my rear disc, not sure if you noticed or seen in the last episode, but my rear disc has a crack in it right there, and it's most of the way through, and then there's a second crack on the other side that I noticed as well, and it was sketchy as getting it home because I was just using handbrake and a bit of foot brake just to get the tail lights on, or the brake lights on. Got home in the end okay. Super dangerous though, like if you need to stand on the brakes, that thing could just explode at any second. But it happened out at the circuit racing, so yeah, circuit racing just cooks your brakes, but I didn't expect the rears to do that. I thought the fronts would do that, if anything. But anyway, I've got some spares over here that I'll be chucking on. Hopefully I have some spares. That's gonna happen. I just picked up this fan for Matsuri because Jacob from JMS Garage and myself, we got a shed, like a garage at Matsuri, so I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty warm in there. So I've got this big ass fan that hopefully keep us cool. And yeah, so I better get cracking on it. Let's get right into it, eh? Sweet. So first up, I'm gonna attack this rear disc because it's probably the most dangerous thing, so it definitely needs replacing. Highest priority. Obviously the S13 is not getting worked on because that's on the trailer, so that's like, I don't want to take it off and on again to get a wheel alignment tomorrow. Anyway, first thing, get this thing up in the air so I can get to that disc. Jacked up the car, chucked it on the hoist. Here we go. Living the dream. Woo-hoo. That's enough. Sweet as. Man. I have to keep reminding myself how good it is to have a hoist because it's easy to take things for granted and you do not want to fall into the trap of expecting things. So now I'm just going to take the wheel off and take the brake caliper off and slide this disc straight out and have a better look at the damage. How filthy is this wheel though? Nathan's going to be so happy to clean this one. It's absolutely filthy. Oh yeah, also, how trippy is this? So 469, the number on the side there, was the number that I got given when I went to the drag racing, and then on the dyno it read 469. Like, that's insane. How weird is that shit? And the numbers of the universe, if you know, is 369. I don't know what the 4's there. If it was a 3, that would be nuts. But yeah, hectic. And another interesting fact, my lucky number is 9 because I was born on the 9th of the 9th and I always see 9s, and I see 9 all the time. And yeah, random thing. Alright, let's get the wheel off. big boy tyre. So I've never actually had to take one of these off that's been stuck on there. And this one's stuck on there good. The other ones, I think it's just because I didn't have the handbrake cable connected on the ones I've done before, because it's been off the car. But anyway, I noticed that there's two like screw holes in here, and so I found some bolts to go in there and started screwing it in because it looked like sort of like a puller that's built in. And yeah, you literally just tighten up the bolts and it pulls it off. Just sick. I like that. Because this thing is on tight. I think it's the handbrake shoes that are like holding it, that's got pressure on it, holding it on. I've got the handbrake off obviously, but it's still got pressure on there. But I'll pop this off and we'll have a look. Alright, have a go at this. Look at that. That is cooked. And that's the other one. So 2 cracks there and there. She's going in the bin. It's pretty shiny. So these discs came with the R33 shell that I bought as a donor car for this 180, and we actually put the whole rear end, the whole cradle and the whole everything into the 180 with the GK Tech, you can't really see them, the GK Tech offset bushings, they're in there. And check this out, right? Check how much pad's left on that. Oh, fuck. It's literally 0 pad on that right side one, and not much left on the other one. So I knew they were just about ready to change, but I got a good life out of them. And the shoes, I'm not sure what a good shoe's meant to look like, but I think that's going to be okay. Your handbrake shoes shouldn't really wear out, unless you're drifting, and then you'd probably wear them out. They've definitely had some use. So I've got to get a couple of discs. Hopefully the ones I already have will fit that. We'll chuck a new disc on there. Alright, so I ended up changing the brake pads out on both sides to some second-hand ones that I already had that are a lot better, because check this out. So these are the brake pads that came off it. That's like as much brake as you could possibly use. Just trying to get my money's worth, you know. Normally, if you haven't seen brake pads, they're a lot thicker. They stick out about this far, and that is completely gone. I don't know if that's why it cracked, like maybe because of the hard steel touching it might have cracked it, and probably a combination. But I knew the brake pads were low. I could definitely hear them and feel them scraping, but I didn't expect to see that. But anyway, got new brake pads in there now. I've got second-hand discs of these, but they're really average. So I've got some new ones waiting for me at the shop that are actually for the 32, but I'm just gonna whack them onto the 180 just for MATSURI, and then take them back off again and get some more or I don't know, I'll probably just whack them on the 180 and then get some more for the 32. Gotta pick them up from the shop tomorrow. But yeah, that's spent a little bit of time mucking around here. Anyway, I'll get the discs and then we'll whack those in. But I'm kind of running out of time, eh? Like, it's Monday right now, so I still have a few days, but we should be able to make it. My list is quite long, quite a lot of shit on the list to do. So I'll see you tomorrow. So I just finished work, shot back home, picked up the S13 that was still on the trailer, and then shot down here to A1 supercheap tyres. And the S13 is getting a wheel alignment. It shouldn't need too much. I want to change the setup a little bit to try and make it run a bit faster while doing a drift, because it's kind of running out a little bit. So if I can get it to shoot off faster, they were trying to explain it to me last time. I'm still very rookie at wheel alignments, but yeah. And then 2 new tyres on the rear, just so we can keep the pinks. Nice and clean, eh? Just cleaned it. So just having a look under here, and I just noticed there was a hole in the exhaust, and it was where the bracket was welded, like solid mounted straight to the exhaust. So that's just flopping around now. Gonna have to do something about that. Or I could leave it. I probably should do something, eh? Nice 180 here. Or almost nice. Damn! Nice wheels. Last time I was here, the owner of this was here as well. These seats are pretty nice. So I just noticed they got his rear cradle out. Look at this doojiga. Wow. Wish I knew you could get one of those. How good's that? Just push it straight out. That's sick. Well, there you go. Alright, so just changing the rear tyres over. So I got some nice freshies on the back from Matsuri. We ended up with the wheel alignment, the camber on the front wheels. I'm pretty sure one of the coilovers is bent because, yeah, we can't get very much camber out of one side. So we just matched them. It's at 3.3 at the moment. So that's the most we get to line up, which is going to work fine. We did 2 mil. Yeah, 2 mil toe in on the rear and 1.5 toe out on the front. So that should be a freaking sick setup. Should speed it up a bit more aggressive. So I'm keen to give that a go. But we'll get these tyres on and shoot home, get back to work on the 180. Okay, so we're back in the shed. Just picked up the DBA brakes that I had for the R32. And now I'm going to use the rears for the 180. Hopefully they just slide on nice and easy, and then I'll fit on my drift set of wheels because I am running out of time. I ended up, the other night I put in my secondhand new pads just out of the other ones that I had laying around just to make it work for Matsuri. And then I'll end up upgrading them to like some decent ones a bit later on. But I ended up just changing the pads instead of, so I don't have to bleed the brakes. Hopefully that avoids that. I charged the battery overnight because my battery was flat, and also this battery clamp was absolute horse shit. It just completely bent. You would have seen in the last video. So I got a plastic one, hopefully that does the trick. And got some blinkers for the S13 that's sitting out there on the trailer ready to go. So S13's done, it just needs a wash, and then the 180 has a lot to go, so I'm going to get cracking on this. So massive shout out to DBA Brakes for sponsoring this episode. Joking. Definitely joking, didn't get sponsored, I bought these with my own money. But maybe one day I'll get a sponsor and that will be freaking cool. But anyway, if you didn't know, you need like a big following to get sponsors. So we're well on the way, and eventually we'll get some sponsors on board, and then we'll get some cool parts to play with, and that'll be really cool. So in the meantime, let's chuck these on. Woo! Beautiful. Oh, that's thick. That's a big boy. Look how badass these discs are. Whoa. That's sick. So they recommend to wipe them down with brake cleaner, which half the time you get your fingers all over them anyway, but we'll do that. we'll do what the instructions say. This is the expensive shit, so you can't use too much. That's heaps. Oh, silly me. Silly me, that's actually the front disc. This is the rear one, that makes a lot more sense. So, I'll throw that on now. Jesus. That's beautiful, that. God damn, that's sick. Alright, gonna hook up the brake caliper now, just 2 bolts. And then whack a wheel on. Good as gold. I noticed, yeah, my handbrake shoes are completely, well, not completely, but pretty much gone. They'll need to be replaced at some stage as well. Alright, so it's about 9 o'clock at night at the moment. I'm gonna call it a night, give it a wrap here. But basically, the rear discs are on, the pads are up tight. I've figured out I need these spacers on here to fit this size rim. I've got another set of these, that are these ones here, that are actually for my drifting rims. The other ones over here are for daily, so they've got the good tyres on them. And then these ones have average tyres. Hopefully there's enough grip on the front of these. I don't want to be understeering all the time. Don't know how old those tyres are, but I don't know, hopefully they're good enough. Anyway, I'm gonna fit the tyres on tomorrow and then take it down for a wheel alignment and straighten everything up. I finished off a heap of little jobs, like emptying the catch can. That was like really full, it was overflowing, so I emptied that out. I put the turbo nappy back on. This one is pretty big, but it kind of fits alright because of that massive thread. Anyway, that's all good. And topped up the oil, topped up all the fluids. Power steering was low because that overheats and spills out everywhere. I fixed up all the bloody LED strip lights, so all the wires were ripped out and hanging down everywhere, so I fixed that up. I secured the battery. The battery's all nice and secure in here now, and that's not going anywhere. And yeah, just a couple little things. So tomorrow, so yeah, next up is a wheel alignment for this, and then it would be going to Codex. Hopefully we can do it in the same arbo, and then it's ready. Top it up with some E85, put some of the candy stuff in there as well. That'll be beautiful. Cool, just gonna fit these wheels up and take it down to get a wheel alignment at A1 Supercheap tyres, and then a detail at Codex, hopefully, if there's enough time. Just finished work, so under the pump. And yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is 2 things. I've got to tighten the handbrake cable on the 180, and then also this headlight doesn't work. I've got HIDs in here, and so I need to take the front bar off so I can get to there and just see if it's a like corroded connection or if it's an actual bulb that's faulty. They are eBay spec and they've been going hard for 4 years, so wouldn't surprise me if one's blown. Need to fix that. But yeah, let's get the wheels on and shoot down the road. So I've chucked the wheels on, but then I had a little bit of spare time, so I quickly took all the front apart and got into where this light bulb is that's not been behaving. It was flickering on and off for a little while, now it's just stopped completely. And I got the bulb out there, the HIDs just from eBay. They're being bloody good to me. But I took this one out and put it on that side because this side works, and tested it. The bulb's okay. It's the ballast that's the problem. And these ballasts, I'm pretty sure I've always had an issue with these. They just die after a little while. But I'll unscrew it and have a look in there. It's probably just a burnt out circuit. See if I can repair it. If not, I have to find a new one of those before MATSURI, which is in a couple of days. Shit! Alright, that's back together. Wheels are back on the ground now. Heaps of clearance on the front here, which actually be good for my paint job, because obviously the lower you go, the more scrape you get. The rears sit pretty nice. See what they look like after the wheel alignment though, because they'll probably change a little bit. Man, can't wait to get this thing detailed. It looks absolutely filthy. Alrighty, let's go down the shop. 180's done. Pretty much set it up the same as the S13, but it's got more camber on the front. It's got So now to get it over to, Jesus, now to get it over to Codex for a detail, get it looking pretty again because it's absolutely filthy. Ugh. Just made it down to Codex. He's got his S13 in here. Oh, he's made some improvements. Look at this, nice and tidy. How cool is this workshop, eh? How good is this? You can... Nice. So I just got down to Codex just in time. He's happy as to see me because he just seen the car and just... yeah, he was pretty shook at how dirty it is. But I think he's keen. It's actually filthy. At least the wheels are nice and clean because they've been clean for a while now, while they were sitting in storage. So let's get the 180 in here, give it a clean. Big thanks to Nathan down here at Codex for detailing the 180. It's looking beautiful again. And we're gonna get this home, chuck it in the shed and lock it up. A couple more days and we'll be out drifting on the track. If you need any detailing works, definitely hit up Codex. He is the man for detailing. And get your car in here and get it some TLC. So yeah, thanks heaps for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. And next one's gonna be MATSURI, so get keen for that. A couple more sleeps and we'll be there.